G'day and welcome to Drive Time here in sunny Las Vegas. Today I want to talk to you about the difference between grow and scale. I want to tell you about how I learned to scale versus how I learned to grow a business, and the difference of how my ego got in the way of scale versus the growth. You know, growth, and if I can define it for you how I see it today. You know, as a young man, I was very passionate about growing my business and very passionate about doing great things. And I was on stage all day, every day. You know, I probably did 200 seminars and events a year in my early 20s. In fact, I know I did more than that 2 years in a row. I did more than 200 hotel nights and 200 events on stage type thing. And what it took for me to get through that was an understanding of the difference between growing my business and scaling a business. And there's really 5 key disciplines to scale, and I'll get to those in a moment. I want to share with you what it took for me to learn to do that. You see, these 2 words are very important in moving from grow to scale. Let go. I had to learn that it wasn't about me. You know, when I first started in business, and I'm probably like a lot of people in that I used to say things like, if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. I remember one day in particular in my dog food business where the marketing wasn't happening the right way, and I just I sat there thinking, see, no one can do it as good as me. No one's as good as me at this stuff. And it eventually took me looking in the mirror to realize, yeah, you know why they're not as good as you, Brad? Because you haven't trained them, you haven't taught them, you haven't mentored them. You're just a bad manager. You haven't upskilled your people enough to do the right job. You know, it was my fault that my people couldn't outperform me because I wasn't trying to recruit people who could outperform me. I was trying to make it about me, and I did at the time, and I'll admit this, you know, hand on heart, I suffered from superhero-itis. I wanted to be the hero of the business. I wanted to be the guy that could do it all, be everything, be amazing. I wanted to be the superstar, and my ego got in the way of my business. Let me say that again. My ego got in the way of my business. I could only grow the business because my ego wanted me to be the superstar in the business. I couldn't scale the business because I couldn't build people. I couldn't build humans. If I build them, they build the business. If I build me and build up me, I just build the job of me. And it's not a business I'm building, it's a job. And at the time, it took me realizing, and I forget which teacher it was. It might have been Michael Gerber. It might have been one of them, but literally said, yeah, you know, you built a business where it revolves around you. No one can do it as good as you. Yeah, you thought you worked for an idiot before. Now you're proving that you work for an idiot. It was like slap upside the head. I had to get it. I had to learn that my business for it to be a business, it couldn't be about me. So it took a while for me to get it. Now, one of my second last book is called Pulling Profits Out of a Hat. It's all about exponential growth, and there's 5 core disciplines in the difference between grow and scale. You know, growing a business is one thing. It's about, you know, adding 10 or 20% to it. Scaling a business is about multiplying. It's about 20 times the growth or 30 times the growth. I don't want 30% growth, I want 30 times growth. And to do multiplied growth, you have to understand scale. And scale, my friend, is not about me, or it's not about you. It's about growing a team that grows the business. Scale can't happen through you. It has to happen through other people, through your team. Now, if I look at the 5 core disciplines of scale, and again, you can read the book, Pulling Profits Out of a Hat. It's on Amazon. It's on my site, bradsugars.com, wherever you want to get it, actioncoach.com, all of the above. The 5 core disciplines of scale come back to you understanding strategy, people, business development, mission, and finally, you got to have execution. Now, when I was young, I had the mission. I had the mission worked out. I knew what I wanted to achieve. World abundance through business re-education. Build a massive company that helps everyone in the world build a better business. And if you want to help me with that, either come join us at Action Coach or share this stuff with other people. The more you share it, the more people we hit, more people we help, the more that vision of world abundance can actually happen out there in the marketplace. I was great at that one of the 5 core disciplines. Then I took a look at execution. Great at execution, but not at scale. I was great at doing it myself, but not great at building a team that did it. Only once I learned to do that could I build a massive franchise organization. And that's why now my franchise partners are the rock stars, not me. They're the ones out there performing and achieving great things. I'm just the guy that's, helping them and coaching them. Then I looked at it and said, okay, I've got mission now. I've got to learn this thing called execution. I had to learn systems, I had to learn management, I had to learn planning and get all of those things done. Then I had to learn biz dev. Well, I was an expert at biz dev, okay? Marketing, sales, love that stuff. The customer experience side of it, I had to get better at that. But you got to learn marketing, you got to learn sales, you got to learn customer experience if you want to build a scale company, or you got to recruit. And this is what I learned, is that I didn't have to be great at customer experience. I had to hire people who are great at customer experience. So I hired someone who built great ops teams, great operations, and hey, presto. I specifically learned that when, as a business person, when we're in the commercial cleaning business. My partners in that business are so amazing at operations that the systems just run the whole thing, the management systems, the operations, brilliant at doing that. And I learned a lot from them in that arena. But in our commercial cleaning business, that was brilliant. I brought to the table other things that helped them see the business growing and so on. When it came to strategy though, actually, let me just finish off on the people side of it and then I'll hit strategy. People side of it, I had to go back to a lesson my dad taught me when I was, I think, 20 or 21. And I was complaining to him about, Dad, I can't find good people. And my dad looked me dead in the eye and he said, son, you get the people you deserve. You're an average manager running an average company. Highest caliber a person wants to work for you is average. I'm like, whoa, Dad, thanks for sharing with me exactly where my failings are. Oh my God, Dad, thank you for that. But he was right. I had to learn management, learn leadership, learn recruiting, induction. And once I learned and studied all of these, and again, what I had to actually do, to be really blunt about it, is I didn't have to learn each of them. What I had to do was learn enough about them that I could ask the right questions in interviews. Like when I was hiring a director of human resources, a recruiting director, I didn't actually have to know enough to know more than that person. All I had to do was know enough to be able to recruit someone who was going to be great at that, okay? I didn't have to be better than them. I didn't have to be a brilliant person at the job. All I had to do was be brilliant at recruiting the person that did the job. So finally, strategy. And I remember back to the McNamara brothers, who they were my partners in a business called Trophy Dog Food. And I was actually their coach in a company called Superior Quilt Company, Terry and Dave. Phenomenal guys. And when I sat with them in their franchise business and I started to understand, as I was their coach and they were teaching me franchising as I was their coach. And today, as you're probably well aware, I love franchising, and it's really down to those two guys for doing that. I was helping them with a lot of their marketing and sales stuff, especially in Superior Quilt Company. Then when they sold that and we started Trophy Dog Food together, we took on a whole new level of understanding strategy. And that's where I really had to learn the 4 key areas of strategy. And we can do that on a whole other video, or you can read the book or anything. I'm sure some podcasts I've done on the 5 core disciplines, or if you jump on my YouTube, I'm sure I got a video on that somewhere. But understanding the 4 areas of strategy totally changed my view on scale. See, once I learned how to scale, once I learned how to let go, then I could build scale companies, not growing companies. Then I could build amazing things rather than just grow a business. Scale, not grow. That's what I had to get. Finally got it. Anyway, thanks for being with me here on Drive Time. What's your top lesson of the day? Give me a shout out if you know your top lesson. But please share this with any other business person you know that this will help out there in the marketplace. We got a massive vision, a world abundance through business re-education. Action Coach team are doing it. I'm working on it here with all these videos. But the more you share them, the better off we get out there in the marketplace. We got better business owners. We're achieving more things. Take care. Bye for now.